The day, something, it won't be like that. When the trials of Allah come, there isn't the option to just turn away and just to take it and switch off the TV and go home and have a nice lie in bed. These are the trials that shake a person. Now, if you just think for a second, what is going on in Syria today? What is going on around the world, in Muslim countries, in Africa and in other places? The trials those people are going through are nothing compared to the trial of the Maseeh ad-Dajjaal. So just put it into context. When you see people dying and you see people losing their children and their houses, this is nothing compared to the fitna of the Maseeh ad-Dajjal. So this is not a light fitna. It's not a story. This is something real that is going to happen. And so you must read Surah Al-Kahf, the beginning of Surah Al-Kahf. From his affliction, his trial is that he will say to a Bedouin, "What do you think if I raise your father and your mother alive? Will you testify that I am your Lord? I'm going to bring your father and mother alive. Will you say shahada that I am Allah?" He will say yes. Then the two devils will stand up. Two shaitan will stand up and will take the picture, the image of his mother and father, and they will say, "O little son, follow him because he is your Lord." And from his affliction is that he will overcome a soul and will him, and he will saw him with a saw until he will cut him in two. And from his affliction is he will pass nearby a tribe, and he will call them, and they will deny him. And he will turn against them, then no grazing stock will live except that it is ruined. So imagine he goes by a village and he says, "Believe I am Allah." They say, "We disbelieve. We don't believe that you're Allah." All of their livestock dies the same day. All of their plants die. The whole village is left in ruins. What is that going to test the iman of the people? That they said, "No, you're not Allah," and then as if it came from Allah, the whole village is turned to ruin. And from his affliction is that he will pass by a clan, he will call them and they will accept him, and then he will command the heaven to rain. He will command the heaven to send down the rain, and he will command the earth to grow, and it will grow until their cattle will come back in the evening of the same day, fat and big. You imagine you just denied the Dajjal. You lost everything. Your house is ruined. Your livestock is ruined. The next village, you look at them. They are believed in the Dajjal, and as if a miracle, their cows are fat. They have so much meat. They have riches. They have everything in the world. Their hips will be raised and their udders full of milk. Then he will walk through the desert and say, "Bring your treasures," and the treasures will come out of the desert like the swarm of bees. All the time he's calling you that he is your Lord. The Dajjal will come forth at a time when people are mutually fighting and division, in a state of division. Subhanallah, what makes you think this won't be this time? Subhanallah, a time of mutual fighting when everyone is fighting each other and there's so much fighting and division amongst the people. And the people will hate one another. Religion will be seen as a minor thing, and the relations between people will be bad. He will go to every watering place. The earth will shrink for him like the skin of a ram is wrapped. So he will go every single place on the earth. There is no place on the earth that he will not go to. And the earth will be shrunk for him like when you take a skin and the skin of an animal, and it's shrunk until it was this big, and then it becomes just a tiny piece, thin piece of leather or something like that. It shrinks in. So the earth will shrink for him as though he can go to any place. 1 minute he's in this country and 1 minute he is in the next.